Good morning, viewers. This is Geezer Lou. How do you do? Well, this morning we're going to do a deep dive into deadlifts. But before I do that, you'll notice I have my teeth in. I've got my hair, well, I had it relatively combed. I just finished rowing and stretching for my deadlifts. And I've got some decent clothes on. She thinks the ones I had on before were underwear, when in fact they weren't. So these are North Face, honey. They don't count. Got my steel-toed boots on. And if I don't drop this, I'm getting ready to do my deadlifts. So a couple of things I need to say all the time because I've been told to say it. I'm 85. I feel great. My lungs are 95, and because of that, my amateur herbalist honey has come up with something to help me, mullein tea. And I'll tell you, this morning I took my inhaler, and I took, what did I take? Citrazine, which is supposed to help my lungs for allergies. And this morning I still felt congested before I started rowing. I'm going to do a couple of shorts one of these days that shows you how fast this works, because I was feeling congested, and just before I started rowing I took a few sips of this, and like a minute later, for me that's clear lungs. And I did, let's see, oops, I dropped my pen. I did, where am I? Oh yeah. I did, let's see, 12:23 for rowing. And I feel good. I don't feel pooped out or exhausted or anything like that like I used to. So let's see. See a doctor, because these exercises are pretty strenuous. And you have to do them correctly, which is one of the things I'm going to show today, I think. So without further ado, let me finish my tea. Let me line this up, I hope. Let's see, that should do it. Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little lower. Let's see. A little lower. Lower. Okay, lower. Try that. Let's see. Yeah, that should do it, I think. Okay. So the first thing we do is get out the Gold's Gym pad, and you're going to see why this is helpful. And like I've said once before, make sure that you look at gym fails, not J-I-M, J-Y-M. Especially ego lifting, where guys try to lift too much deadlift, and they pass out while they're like this trying to straighten up. You know, don't do any of that. The idea with this is, as you get older, stay strong, mentally and physically healthy. And these kind of things help you because, believe it or not, every time I finish rowing, I head for the bathroom. If you're having constipation problems, you will never have them. And I don't have them because the rowing really does help a lot. So now I'm going to set up for the deadlift. Get my row machine out of the way. All right, so this is 50 pounds, no big deal. And I'll put it, let's see, right about there. Okay. Then I get the bar. This weighs 20 pounds. Take off the safety things that I devised to put on here. You gotta be careful waving this around. I might whack something. Okay. Over there. All right, so now I'm going to insert one of this bar into the 50-pound weight. Now this is for my warm-ups. So now I can go back over here and now watch me. I bend my legs, pick up the 50, and slide it onto the bar, and move it forward. Because I want room for more of the weights. Okay, so now I get my other 50, which is right here, and stick it on this end of the bar. I can't see it yet, but it's coming, I think. There it is. You can almost see it. Can you see it? Let me see. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So now I have 120 pounds on here. Move this down just a little bit, I guess. Oh, wrong way. This way. No, that's right. Okay, so anyway, I'm guessing each one of these locks weighs half a pound. I don't care if they really weigh half a pound. I'm saying they weigh half a pound. This part I really like. I don't know why, I just like it. All right. Now it'll be interesting to see how well I do today because I'm sleep deprived. One thing about old geezers is sleep is a luxury. So today I was awake at 2 a.m., could not get back to sleep. Went in and struggled with technology, which was hopeless as usual. I'll do an update on that soon. And then, what was I saying? I forget what I was saying. Anyway, oh yeah, so in addition to that, try and lose weight. I don't like this spare tire, this gut out here. So yesterday weighed 191 pounds. I ate light dinner last night with one cookie. See, she makes such good food and it's all so freaking healthy that I just love to eat. So anyway, last night, one cookie after a moderate meal. This morning I've had nothing except one of Judy's Target bars, and we'll have to discuss that one day. She makes a very healthy, high protein bar. She calls it Target bar because it's supposed to hit certain things in your immune system. And I have about an ounce of those every morning. Wash it down with my, where am I? This is my second, I think it's 12 or 16 ounce cup of coffee. As you know, sailors got to have their coffee, and it's always black. You're not a real sailor if you don't drink your coffee black. All right, so now we're actually going to do the deadlift warm-ups. Now, when you do a deadlift, I always take and put my legs right to the edge of the knurled portion. Now, knurled means the part that's roughened up like diamond plate, only minor, small. And I spread my legs so my shins are almost touching that bar. And I put my legs out, my hands, where are my hands out, yeah, okay. And I always wiggle around a little bit to make sure all these stretches I just finished are gonna stay me loose, keep me loose. Now, before you do anything, it's important that the motion is correct. It's a two-stage motion, not this business you see. That's bad for your back. You've got to bend your legs and look up so that your back is relatively at an angle. And then you pick it up. So I want to see if I've lost any strength today because I've eaten less and I've got no sleep. So normally I do 5 of these as a quick warm-up, so let's see what happens. If I keel over, you'll have the added benefit of watching me pass out and be entertained. So anyway, we go over here with this. All right, the plan is to do 5. Lifting up, looking up. think it's 5 or 6, I don't know. All right, so there we are. Next thing is to check my heart rate. I wish I had a heart rate monitor that I could just wear on my wrist. If anyone knows of one, I would really, appreciate it. Never mind the burping, I don't care. This is not an ego channel. By now I've already lost 7 or 8 beats per second that I ordinarily would have been counting if I had an instantaneous heart rate monitor. So I just sort of can tell when my heart rate has gotten back down to, say, 72. And the reason this is important is there's a formula. And the formula is to calculate max heart rate at a certain age. So the formula for me, the base number is 220. So the formula for me would be 220 minus my age. I had to think about that. Can't remember, you know what. I call it, can't remember squat, but you all know is another word at the end of that. It's called CRS. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So my heart rate maximum ought to be 135. Now, with my flawed method of trying to check it, I used to use a clock with a second hand, but even then, turn around, try and catch it, and at the right time and all that, I'm losing 2 or 3 beats easily per 15 seconds, which I was trying to do in 15-second increments. So anywho, my max rate should be 135. If I had an instant monitor I could just look at right here, then I'd know exactly what my heart rate was at the max strain that I was placing on myself, because soon I'm going to be lifting what I tried to lift last time, let's see, which was, let's see here, last time I did deadlift, where am I at? Oh yeah, I did 178 5 times. I don't know if you can see that or not. 178 5 times after I did my warm-ups, which is 121 to be exact. So I'm sitting here waiting for my heart rate to come back down. Some people say rest 2 minutes, some people say do this, some people say do that. I like to use what's known as recovery rate, which is how long it takes your heart to get back down to the normal or relatively normal heart rate. Now, the average adult is 72. Mine's usually lower than that because I'm pretty physically healthy. So there's so many benefits to exercise. You know, people think you're just going to get muscles. That's really not true. You help everything in your body, including your ability to think, your bowel elimination, haha, we talked about that, and the fact that you just feel more confident. And here's another point. If some geezer walks up to you, as long as he's within 20 years my age, I'm not going to be afraid of him. He's trying to bully me, because beside the fact that I'm pretty strong for my age, I learned a few things in the Navy, so I know I can take care of myself, which is a good feeling, you know. You don't have to shuffle all around and hope that nobody bothers you. So anyway, I'm getting down to what I think is around 75 or 6. So I'll wait a couple of minutes more, and I don't know if there's anything else I'm supposed to say. Let me see. See a doctor. Make sure your form is correct. Your feet should not be inward turned. That's important. They should be out slightly. Not way out, but out slightly. And you don't want to do the chicken wing. You want to lift it straight up. And I guess I'm about ready to do the max here, which I'm going to have to put on. See, yeah, I'm basically pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put on, let me see, to get, I got to look, to get to a 178, I have to put on, what do I have to put on? Let's see, 120. Oh, So this would be 170. Oh, that'd be 200. That's probably too much. I'll take that one back off. Now, I was doing 235 before I got the bronchitis. But I'll get back there. Don't you worry. So I'm going to do, see, that's 121, 131, 141, 151, 161. Let's see. I think these are 6 pounds. 61 and 12. Yeah. 61 and 12 is 173. 173. And I've got some 5-pounders here. Do I? Yeah. So 173. And so these are 3. 173 and 6. 179, close enough. And then I'm going to put on these last 2, which I think weigh a pound each. So I'm thinking I'm doing 181 right now, which I think I'm pretty sure I can do. I don't feel quite as strong as I do before any other time, but I don't feel weak either. So let's see what we can do with 181. Now, if you're the person, a kind of person who's really into stuff and you're very meticulous, you're trying to make sure you do the same amount of reps every time. That's one of the reasons I mentioned this. Maybe you can't do them every time. Maybe like me, you're sleep deprived. Maybe you didn't eat properly. Maybe you're stressed out. You can't do the same amount every time. You can try, but don't kill yourself doing the last 1 or 2 if it's hard to get there. Just do what you know you can do. You should be struggling on the last one, but not killing yourself. I got a whole new video on not killing yourself, which I'll talk about. It's probably a rant. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to do my 181, whatever it was. Feet out slightly here. Okay, lift up. I think that's 6. That's enough. Whew. Now, if I had my heart rate monitor, I'd be finding out what I was doing right now. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty fast. So anyway, that's deadlifting. Start slow. Start small. See a doctor. But get off the couch. Get away from the dinner plate. And get healthy. And as Judy and I say, I'm panting right now, be the best person you can be.